So you bought a roof rack, but you don't have a second person to help you install it. Don't worry, I got you. Stick around, I'm going to show you how to do an easy one-person install for the Prinsu Pro roof rack on your Toyota Tacoma. I have the roof rack all laid out for the Tacoma, but once you lay everything out, you can kind of get an idea of the way everything goes. And I wanted to make a couple notes. Also want to say that this is my third single-person install. So I've done 2 on 4Runners. This will be my first Tacoma, but I want to show you how easy it is to do it by yourself. Most people will assemble this on the floor. I like to work on a table. I learned as you get older and your knees start to bother you, it is best to work up. So if you have tables, lay them out and work off the ground if you can. If you can't, that's fine too. There are 6 brackets, 3 for each side. They call them the mounting feet. So 1, 2, and 3. So they're actually numbered and labeled on here. You're going to see a few videos that have only 2 brackets. This one has 3. It's a full cab mount on a extra cab. That's why it has 3. So these are labeled, and you'll actually see that'll say P1 or passenger 1, right? So this is the passenger side, and this is the first bracket. Next one will be, it looks like a number 5, but it's a number 2. And that goes in the center. And then the last one is, I don't know how that works, number 3, if that looks right. And that goes in the back. So you have 1, 2, and 3. They finally got this right. They always kind of do something a little bit weird, I think. But they labeled it passenger 1, number 2, number 3. Number 2 and number 3 are interchangeable on each side. But passenger 1 and driver 1, you need to make sure you're getting the right area because they are a little bit of a slant there. Mounting hardware is here, and it's all labeled nicely now. Mounting feet and crossbars, which I found through my previous installs, are the same. But they give you, they number them out. And they always give you extra hardware too, which I like. The one that's unlabeled that has these little T-nuts in them, that's for the front deflector. And that says mounting hardware. That's actually for the feet or the brackets that we looked at earlier. It does come with RTV. Check your box, make sure you have it, because the last install I had did not come with RTV. In the other videos, you're going to see people assembling them and then putting the rack up on the Tacoma. That's if you have 2 people. I think with 1 person, the best way to do this is to assemble it on the roof itself. The one thing that we're going to assemble before we put it on the roof is a deflector. The deflector has the silver bar behind it, and then it's got the rubber that you're actually going to have to cut to fit. We're going to use the hardware with the T-nuts, and I'll show you how this goes. There are 8 bolts, 2, 4, 6, 8, that hold the deflector to the silver bar. You're going to slide your T-nuts in, 4 on each row, the top and the bottom. And they even give you an extra 4. They give you plenty of hardware, which is one thing I really like about the Prinsu racks. So the best way to do this is to line this up and get an idea of where these nuts will end up. So there's going to be 2 here. And you don't have to get them exact, just get them pretty close. Oops. By the way, look who's joining us today. We got Shadow. He's rarely in our videos. Shadow. Yeah. All right. But once in a while, you're going to see him pop up in the videos. Since the garage door is closed, Shadow's in with us. Once you have the T-nuts lined up, you're going to put the deflector on top. And then we're going to take these are the short, if for some reason mounting hardware gets mixed up, these are the short bolts. So just going to put washers on all the bolts, which are 8 of them. So you have 1 lined up. You can slide this too. So we're just going to start them by hand. This is a 4mm Allen head. Actually, all the bolts, I believe, are 4mm Allen head, if I remember right. Once these are all lined up on the side, you can start to tighten them just to lock it in place. I'm using an impact wrench, and I have it on a low to medium setting. You don't want to over tighten these. Actually, I would recommend, if you don't have a lot of experience, put it on the low setting. The roof rack does come with Loctite, so I neglected to show you that these bolts are Loctited in, as all bolts are. Now, that being said, when I install my roof rack, I did not Loctite my bolts, and I just checked them. I think it's been about a year or so. I checked all my bolts, as I do routinely on all my aftermarket parts that I install. They were all tight. I'm not telling you not to Loctite them. I'm just saying it's recommended that you Loctite all your bolts. Now that this is secured in place, we're going to attach the weather stripping here. And this will make it a nice airtight seal against the roof, as well as not allowing the metal to hit the top of the roof. Make sure that this seats all the way up. If it doesn't, you're going to have a real hard time getting this between the side rails. It won't sit flush. You'll see that they give you a little extra here, so mark it. Then you can cut it. There's a metal piece in here, so scissors won't do. You're going to have to find something that's going to cut through the metal. The deflector is the only pre-assembled part that we're going to do on this roof rack if you're doing an install by yourself. We're going to keep that to the side. We're going to head out to the Tacoma, and I'm going to show you how to assemble this rack on the roof by yourself. Now that we're on the roof of the Tacoma, I'm going to show you how to prep this for the rack assembly. So this is a 2023. This actually peels right up. There's a little clip right here that clips in there. So we're going to peel this up, and you're going to notice there's going to be like a sealer, like a tape sealer over bolt holes that are from the factory. So what we need to do is, if you press down, you can locate those bolt holes. Get a nice sharp knife, and you can either exit or you can just follow those bolt holes around. And if you take a look, I just took this little piece off. That'll allow us to get the feet in there. We're going to take tape, we're going to put it right on the edge. I'm going to take my bracket that's going to go in this position. I'm going to do a mock lineup of where those holes are, and I'm going to mark on my tape the edge of the bracket. The reason why I do that is once we have this back in place, we know we're going to need to cut this out on the weather stripping so the bracket fits right in there. So let's continue on here. Now that we have the weather stripping out, we're going to work on the center one. And one thing to note is the second bracket only has one hole. So it doesn't have two holes like the first one. So we're going to find that hole. I'm going to cut it out. Oops. Oh, I should have. I'm going to put this weather stripping back in. I probably shouldn't have taken the whole thing out, but mark your tape. That's where my hole is. So if I line this up with my hole, I know that I'm cutting the bracket or the weather stripping on either side of that hole. And I cut just a little bit extra so it sits nice and flush. So we'll move on to the back one. We're on the driver's side now. We had a little video difficulty on the passenger side, but I wanted to show you, now that we have the rubber marked out for the brackets, you can use any tool that you're comfortable with. This is my favorite. It's actually a PVC cutter. It just makes nice, straight, clean cuts. Also, make sure that you're cutting the right size of your bracket markings on the weather stripping. So this piece right here will be gone. And then that will sit back in on the clip. And it'll go right up to the bracket here. So we'll just continue on down the line. This makes a nice clean cut. And we'll just clean this gutter out to prepare for the weather stripping and the silicone. Make sure we have a nice clean surface here. Now we'll also have to do the bracket install. Now that the weather stripping is all cut out for our brackets, we're going to take the first one. So this is one on the passenger side. We'll take in passenger one. It's going to sit right in here. We're using the black RTV. I'm going to put a little bit around the hole on both. Set the rubber washer down. Actually, put a little bit more here. You don't need a whole lot with the rubber washer. Some kits come without the rubber washer, then you should put a good amount in there. What I like to do here is I put actually a little bit more on the washer. So my spacer will sit and not slide around. At this point you can't see the holes, so just make sure your holes are lined up. I'm going to put a little silicone on the spacer. So every layer is going to get silicone. Now I'm going to take the bracket. We're not tightening these down, we're just going to get them barely snug. As long as you can still maneuver it just like that, you're fine. Once all three brackets are in, everything on the other side will be exactly the same. Now that we have the brackets mounted on the roof, we're going to focus on the side rails. And with the Pro, the difference between the Pro and the Classic are, the Classic comes with a one-piece side rail, and it's a little thin. The Pro comes with a double layer, L-shaped side rail, super heavy duty. That's what allows it more static and dynamic weight load. And then it has another layer which fits and gets sandwiched between the crossbars. So we're going to take only this piece right here, and we're going to mount this on the roof first. Then we'll come back for these two inserts, and I'll show you how to mount those up. This one's a little bit easier than the Forerunner. The Forerunner is quite a bit longer. So we're going to line up these brackets with the two holes on the side rail. And now we're using just a washer and then the longer Allen heads. So I'm going to start in the middle here. So I just put two to hold it in position, and now I'm just going to snug it up. We don't want anything tight just yet, because everything will be tightened at the end. Okay. Now that the passenger side is on, I'm going to do the outer side rail on the driver's side. I have the long bolted washers all set up here, and then I just laid two cross rails across just so I can get the right squareness of the roof rack. Now I have the inserts. So the inserts we can just slide in behind these crossbars. And you can see where they align. There's two bolt holes right here, and that'll align with the outer side rail. So we're gonna put the crossbar in right now. I just put a little bolt in there to hold the side rail up so I can align these holes for the crossbar. All right, so I have two bolts lightly on this crossbar. Everything else is lined up here. And I'll just take some bolts and put them through the slots just to hold it in place. So I have two crossbars. The bolts are just started on each side here. I'm gonna move over to the driver's side. I'm gonna do the same thing. We're gonna square this up and then we can start to mount other crossbars, the back piece, the front deflector, and then finally we can do the silicone in the brackets here. We have the roof rack all set up. Everything is still kind of loose. I'm gonna show you how it looks up there, but we're gonna go ahead before we tighten it and mount the deflector. And to me, this is gonna be the hardest part of your install. Here, I'll show you. The reason why I say it's the hardest part is only because it's a little bit awkward, because it's heavy, and because it's 100 degrees out and my arm is burning on the rack. All right, let me show you real fast. You have two bolt holes here on each side, and they go in the center of the slant. You'll see two cutouts for the bolt holes. So just have to line it up. Same thing as putting the crossbars in, it's just a matter of lining the holes up. But because it's on an angle, just tends to be a little bit tougher, especially because it's a little heavier. Okay, I could snug these up now. Okay, now that we have the crossbars in, deflector on, and the back bar in, and I'll show you in a minute, but the back bar does not sit flat like the crossbars do. It actually turns to the back way. So the slots will be facing the back of the vehicle. We'll go ahead and we'll tighten everything up, make sure it's all squared, and then we'll do the mounting feet last, and I'll show you how to do that with the silicone. So we have all the cross rails on, front deflectors on, and the back piece is on. The one thing that I wanted to mention is there's two crossbars you shouldn't put in just yet. It's the first one, and it's the one towards the back. And the reason is the crossbars will cover the feet, the mounting brackets, which I'm going to show you right now. You want access to those. If it's covering it, you can still do this, but it's a lot easier to do this way. So now is the time to, we're going to remove one bolt at a time. Now with the first bolt out, we're going to take the, and we're going to squeeze a generous amount down into that hole. And then I'm going to put a little bit around the hole where the washer sits as well. Start it by hand. And now is the time, don't over tighten that, and then go back and tighten it by hand. So let's go ahead and silicone everything up, tighten all the bolts, and I'll show you the final result. But we're pretty much finished here, guys. It's a simple one-man install. Okay. And here is the final product, the Prinsu Pro Roof Rack on a 3rd Gen Tacoma. Thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. I really hope you found it to be useful. If so, and you want to leave a comment or a question you have below, I appreciate it. Also leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We have a lot more Toyota content and off-road content coming up. My goal with these videos is to help those of you who are intimidated by these aftermarket installs and to hopefully show you that it's possible that you can do it yourself. Hopefully that was the case with this particular video. There's plenty more to come, and don't forget, life begins where the pavement ends. I'll see you in the next one, guys.